Ahoy, shipmates! Ooh, it's pretty views out there this evening. This is on box cam overlooking the ferry terminal. Netley also giving us pretty view. And the Ventura bathed in the golden glow of the setting sun. See all the buildings here. Port cam earlier. Yeah, port cam earlier. The sun is reflecting off of the clock there on the customs building. Very pretty conditions today. It is, however, a tad on the nippy side. It's 5.4 degrees at the moment. I don't really think the temperature's got much higher than that all day. Every time I've looked, it's been around 4 or 5. Definitely cold. We have 2 departures today. The Ventura, she's due away any moment now. That pilot on the radio a couple of minutes ago said it'd be about 10, 15 minutes. They were still loading up a few passengers or crew maybe. I'm not sure which ones are loading up. And then the Queen Mary 2 is due to leave, well, not entirely sure. It's 23:59, means sometime later. She's having some repair work done to her azipods. That's what we've been told, and there's been divers up there and all sorts going on. So I'm guessing they don't really know what time they'll be finished working on her. So that's just a sort of placeholder time at the moment for 23:59. Hopefully it'll be a big deal earlier, otherwise that's going to be a very long broadcast. Right, let's put port cam looking at something more useful. I haven't been able to get access to port cam for a while. It's when it was working, but I just couldn't access it remotely, and it seems to have sorted itself out. But now
Southampton VTS, stay with Challenger, all fast on 22 berth.
But now itching cam's gone offline. So.
With Challenger, Southampton VTS, all fast. Many thanks and good.
Yeah, many thanks and good afternoon, sir. Thank you.
VTS, the Melton.
Melton VTS.
VTS, the Melton, good afternoon. That's us stood down for the Queen Mary 2 and heading over to 203 for the next one.
Melton VTS, that's all copied. Over.
Thank you.
There's the Spitzer Melton. There's been a couple of tugs up there all day assisting. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, but they've all been like pushing against the Queen Mary 2. So if the Melton's finished, then perhaps they've finished their jobs. There we go. Look at the sun reflecting off the side of Ventura there. I was going to burn my eyeballs out, that is. Well, the shipmate Dave says, I'm on Ventura now. Excellent, shipmate. Well, get up on deck. It looks lovely. I'm sure you can brave the cold. We have a few shipmates in the chat here. Who have we got in the chat today? With the Stu Footer. With there. Oh, there's Simon Bolton. Oh, there Mark Dewey. Oh, there Rab Nesbitt. And oh, there Christine Nicholson. Oh, there Kex. Good night. Oh, there's Sue Hawks. Wonder what conditions are like.
BTS Red Osprey Hookboyen.
I wonder if it's a northerly wind.
Red Osprey, Southampton VTS, that's all copied. Traffic information. I do have the RV Chilister now approaching the western shelf. It's going to be doing water sampling outside of the Greens between Northwest Netley and the BP&J. And looking ahead, do have the Ventura. Pilot is on board, due away from 46 shortly. Over.
That's all received. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I wonder what the weather's like for you. Cold wind coming off the North Sea, I would expect, for Sue Hawks there. Hi there, Gareth Lawrence, asking if Queen Mary 2's got a problem. Yeah, I think it's been reported that she has a problem with her azipods, one of her azipods. They've had divers in the water, and they've had a tug. They've had a tug there all day as well. It was one of the other tugs, and now it's Fitz and Milton. But she's just radioed in and said that she's finished with Queen Mary 2, so perhaps that will speed things up. He's currently due to depart at 23:59, but I think that's just a guesstimate, I think, at the moment. That's going to be some beautiful conditions for a sail away, if not perhaps a little cold. Almost 10 degrees colder than it was just a week or so ago. Oh, there, Paula RAF. Oh, there, Elizabeth Leeborn. Oh, there, Pam Wolf. Oh, there, Joe. Shipmate Joe says all the tugs were there with the Queen Mary because she didn't have engine power to keep her against the dock during the wind. Oh, yeah, it was a bit windy earlier.
What's up, Michelle? Southampton Beaches. That's all copied. I got a no reported inbound traffic for you at this time. Have a safe passage over.
Yeah, we had some quite gusty weather earlier. It really was quite windy. But it's calmed down quite a bit now.
Security. All stations. This is Southampton Beaches with a strong wind warning. Information. Wind speeds at the NAB are currently 31 knots, gusting 40 from north-northwest. I repeat, wind speeds at the NAB are 31 knots, gusting 40 from a north-northwesterly direction. Advice all vessels anchored within the Southampton Beaches area are to have their main engines and windlasses at immediate readiness and to maintain a good anchor watch. Southampton Beaches out.
Yes, there we go. So it's a wind warning. So yes, it's been quite windy. Shipmate Joe was just telling us, wasn't he, that the tugs were there to keep the ship Queen Mary 2 against the dock side. Yeah, there we go. And shipmate Mark Dewey says also, he says Ventura has got a tug. Oh, do you know what? I hadn't noticed. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong, shipmate. We have the Eleanor, the Eleanor Tugby. She is in attendance on the stern. Oh, we'll get a good view of her in a minute when she comes out. Shipmate Sue Hawks says, yes, it's blowing very cold up her road. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. I know where your road is, and I can imagine it looks straight out to sea and straight to where all the cold wind's coming from. I can imagine that's very unpleasant. Shipmate Joe Book says, tad nippy out there, might put my jacket on. Yeah, it was probably warm for you over in Texas, I'd imagine. Shipmate Alan Britton, lost his, says, ahoy shipmates and captain. Says he's really missed out today's departure. So I'd lost internet connection for an hour. Wow, that's not very good. That's all right, the problems I get. Shipmate Michelle wants to know what time departures are. Currently, these are the departure times. 4 o'clock for Ventura. She's radioed in, said that she'll be going shortly. And then Queen Mary 2 is down for a midnight departure, but that's because she's had some problem with her Azipods. So I'm suspecting that time will move closer. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long broadcast. It has cleared up out there today. It's been quite a sunny day today in port. With some very pretty views here and there. You're referring to my temperature. Yeah, whoa, blimey, it's very unpleasant out there. I will tell you that now. It's quite windy and cold, and it's cold wind coming from the north, which probably they'll end up calling it the beast from the east or something like that. Well, shipmate Lincolnshire lass. It's very, very cold in Lincolnshire. Oh, even the doggy had a coat on. Got to look after our four-legged friends.
Worcester, Southampton Beaches. That's all copied north and east of the tower. Traffic information after the Caesarea trader passing St Helens in for Portsmouth. Got no reported inbound traffic over.
Shipmate Joy Davenport says we've just had an
BDS,
ambulance.
Red Kestrel, Northwest Netley, push on please.
Oh dear, just had an ambulance.
Red Kestrel, Southampton Beaches, that's all copied. Yes, proceed with caution. Do have the Ventura. Pilot is on board. Surely away from 46, backing out, over.
All copied.
Shogun, Victoria White. Very good afternoon, Mr. Pilot. We are getting more than a mile ahead of you. I'm just checking there. You're happy for us to continue as we are?
Yeah, if you're comfortable, I'm happy, thank you.
Thanks, Deb. Safe trip.
Likewise, thank you.
Yes, look at this. Getting shorter and shorter the days, barely 4:10, and that sun is setting very rapidly. Shipmate Ivar in Norway says they have -5°C today. Okay, you win. I will keep my 5 degrees C, and you can have your -5 degrees C. Yes, the some shipmates I just mentioned. I saw someone mention it's got a different destination. Yes, originally this cruise was planned to call into Lisbon in Portugal. It's a 12-day round trip to Portugal and the Canaries, but now they're calling into La Coruna instead. I'm not entirely sure why. Actually, I'll have a quick look on the weather map. I wonder if it's windy out there. Let's have a look for winds. Not too bad. The red bits here are more wind. It is quite gusty. That's getting around to sort of 30 knots. And that's what they're reporting around the NAB. So yes, be a little unpleasant, I'd imagine, today. Heading down here and possibly across the Bay of Biscay here as well. Maybe they've got to take their time, hence they can't reach Portugal. Heading down to Lisbon instead. Oh, it's getting pretty now, isn't it? Probably the best view. Shipmate Dave. Oh, Shipmate Dave says Lisbon dockers are on strike. They're always on strike, aren't they? I've been on 2 cruises that couldn't call into France because the French were on strike. I've not had it with other ones. Well, the shipmate Max Short says, good news, Captain. I'll be on Iona from 20th of December to depart from Southampton to head to the warm Canary Islands and Portugal. That's an excellent time. Oh, 20th of December, so you'd be away for over Christmas then, I think it. Shipmate Steve Coxey says, just off of Ventura today. Would recommend Ventura. Wishing everyone on board a happy cruise. Shipmate the Todds says, yes, not going to Lisbon due to industrial action. Well, there we go. There we go. Someone's always striking somewhere, aren't they? Right, I'm going to move the camera around now. I think we've more or less done with that sunset. Pretty as it is. Let's see if we can see the tug, Eleanor. Eleanor Tugby should be there somewhere. We can't see. Yeah, Ventura's quite a bit smaller than Iona, for instance. Yeah. If you are a member of the channel or a supporter of Patreon, then I have completed the final instalment of the Captain's maiden voyage on Norwegian Aqua, ending eventually in New York. I finished that last night, worked on it. Excellent shipmate Pat Luckett kept nagging me in a very helpful and reminding way, and let her watch it first, as she's been waiting for it. Unfortunately, I wasn't very well. I picked up some sort of dreaded cold on the cruise, and I was all right on the cruise. I did get worse, but then eventually, hello, I've never seen people walking around up there before. How did he get up there? Be a great spot for a camera over there, wouldn't it? Oh, I might have to investigate that later. Because at the moment, I get blocked by a building. And on top of that dome would be the best. Let's see that happening. Anyway, what was I? Oh, yes, I was got a bit ill going to New York. And then when we actually got into New York, it was raining and cold. It was somewhere actually very similar temperature it is today. It's around 5°C. And if you've been to New York when it's cold and windy and raining, it's a little unpleasant. The wind whistles up those streets. I couldn't really do a lot of filming because it was just cold getting your hands out. So, and then by the time I actually got to Canada, I just slept at a friend's house for about a week, as it was so cold and I wasn't very ill. And then I'd sort of forgotten about my film. But anyway, it's all finished now. I've got quite a few coming out. I'm going to try and release them through the month of December. I think I've got enough, although I've discovered I've accidentally deleted a few, which is slightly annoying. I think I've got enough to release almost one a day during the month of December. So yeah, so if you are a member of the channel or Patreon, then there will be some links for the films coming up, which will give you priority access for all your support. My little Christmas gift from me to you. And in case you're wondering, shipmates, I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting you live and direct from the port of Southampton. Yeah, we can't see the tug, unfortunately. Very odd colour on that glass, isn't it? Ooh, I think we might have some decent colours this evening. The cars in the car park down here on the ferry are parked in peculiar directions. There was a broken down ferry this morning, so it's been quite busy at the ferry terminal, with half the car park being resurfaced and then the ferry being out of action. Not the best.
Southampton, yes, these are trader fitting the 14 bound for Portsmouth.
Sea trader, Southampton Beach, yes, that's all copied. I've got no reported outbound traffic from Portsmouth. Have a good evening, over.
Yes, sea trader, yes, that's our shift. Mantex, good evening to you and speak to you later.
Yeah, pretty quick at the banner. That was this, what was that, about 20 minutes into the broadcast?
BTS Red Jet 7. Good evening, shortly clearing Town Quay.
Bridge 7, Southampton Beach, yes, that's all copied. Traffic information. I do have the Red Osprey at the Hound inbound and the RV Callista as conducting samples between Hamble and Northwest Nelly outside of the Green Zone.
That's all copied, thank you.
Yeah, we should make Elizabeth Leaphorn, so I could do them in an advent calendar. I could have one a day. I'm not sure quite how to make it an advent calendar, but you know what? Maybe I will. I'll think about that. Maybe I will. The Captain's Christmas video series. Yeah, there we go. Although I don't think I've got enough every day. Although actually, for an advent calendar, you're only going to have 25, haven't you? Oh, I shall have to have a look at that. Potentially a good idea, that shipmates. Shipmate Nicholas saw made her jump when she saw the person on the roof. It made me jump as well. Shipmate Steve Cox, he says, enjoyed our day in Southampton pre-cruise. Was great to see all the places live that I watched on the stream. It's funny that, isn't it? You walk around and you think, I recognise that place. I recognise this place. Little trip down to Mayflower Park. Calling it Mr. Whippy. Although this time of year and this weather condition, hot chocolate or a coffee is probably more likely. Looking not the smoothest over on the Isle of Wight at the moment. A couple of days ago we had some beautiful wind conditions. Itching Cam's not playing ball. 2 departures this evening. Queen Mary 2 is departing later, not sure on the exact time. They've given us a rough estimation of midnight, but I suspect that will be sooner than that. She's currently having some repair works done on her Azipod drives. I thought I was Ventura just in on the radio.
BTS Ventura.
I thought it was.
Ventura, VHS. Good afternoon.
Hello again. That's the gangway coming out now. So we're about to go to mooring stations. So we need permission to sail, please.
Mooring stations, that's all copied, Ventura. Yes, sir, you have permission to depart. No major movements out this time, just the Red Osprey approaching northwest Nelly inbound, over.
Shipmate, what was it? Shipmate DJ Holmes says I could do the 12 days of cruise, 12 days of Christmas in a video. I could do the 12 days of Christmas, couldn't I? 12 days of Shipmas. Actually, I've got a few films to make, so I'll keep the captain busy. That will. Yeah, Ventura on the radio there. Going to stations. Let's see. Actually, do you know what? We can zoom in on some things, can't we? We can. I forgot. I can zoom the camera. Silly boy, silly captain. Here we go. Oh, can't quite see the lines though. Slightly hidden down there. Visibility's looking good though. Clearly see the Isle of Wight. What is the visibility? Visibility is 40 nautical miles. It's one advantage of the winter. Lovely sunsets and great visibility when it's not raining, of course. Ex-Spanner Monty Burns Wakey says 12 days of Christmas. Yeah, the 12 days of Christmas. Give me something to think about, won't it? Yeah, can't quite see the lines. Not as tall as some of the other ships, Ventura. Ventura is only 116,000 gross tons. There's a maximum double occupancy of 3,080, and the maximum occupancy of 3,727. So I suspect you'll have somewhere in the region of sort of 2,800 would be my guess.
Will J. Southampton VHS, that's all copied. Traffic information. I do have the Red Osprey Northwest Nelly inbound, and the Ventura is at the station, so we'll be shortly backing away from 46, over.
And she does have a tug assistance as well. We have been experiencing some windy conditions here in port today. Cold and windy. Very unpleasant. It's the Svitzer Eleanor there. He's in attendance. There we go. Oh,
CMOC Gem Aquila, Southampton VHS, over.
I can see a couple of shipmates on board there, and it looks like they've got hats on and big winter coats, which is going to be odd because they're heading south on a 12-day.
CMOC Gem Aquila, Southampton VHS. That's all copied. Your lifeboat drill is complete and lifeboat is safely on board. Many thanks.
Yeah, you got some waivers as well. Good job there, shipmates. But then look well wrapped up. At least you've got no luggage restrictions because you'll be hopefully a little bit warmer in the Canary Islands. We could have a quick look at the Canary Islands weather, couldn't we? I'm guessing warmer than Southampton. Canary Islands currently next week is going to be sunny, cloudy, and sort of low 20s. Oh, very nice. I mean, I think that's a really good time to go away on a cruise when it's 5 degrees, 4 degrees, 2 degrees here, and 21, 22 in the Canary Islands. Not a lot of traffic out on the Solent. Tide is going out. Shipmate Linz could have sworn we'd seen the tides going out last time. Yeah. Well, the tide is out. There you go. It's actually pretty much low tide, so I suspect that's taken. The tide is about. So we're looking at 1.4 meters. It will go up to about almost 5 meters. So that will lift up. We can't quite see, but I suspect 5 meters of lift on there would bring that hatch well above the roof there. Shipmate Nicholas says, I was asking one of the other shipmates, do you swim in the sea? I was going to today, but ran out of time. Oh. First time I went sea swimming recently was friends of mine kept going, and they said, "Well, you should come along." I was too lazy to say no. It was in February, and it was bracing. That's how I describe that. Shipmate Coast, don't forget making us 2026 Solent Ships calendar as well. Yes, that's right. So many things to do. I will get on. I do need to get on with that. Very happy. The waivers down there. I wonder if there's anyone else up on the top. Oh, no one on the top. Oh, I wonder if the microphone's working. Or got tacked by a bird again. I've ordered some parts to make a bird-proof microphone enclosure. It will be arriving shortly. Next span of multi-burns wake, he says you should try kayaking in the winter months. Yes, I've kayaked. The coldest I've ever been is when I kayaked in Slovenia in the winter down some mountain streams that were essentially meltwater coming off the mountain. And they were the coldest I've ever been. I was so cold when I got out, when they were all given a shot of the local hooch, local moonshine, whatever it was. And we all laughed because our friend that got out first, he picked up the shot glass, they poured him a drink, and then he just shook it all out as he shaked. And we all laughed, thought it was hilarious. None of us were shaking. But then, same happened to me. They poured me a shot and I just shook it out all over the floor. couldn't keep a hand steady. Don't know who that is down there. They must be in the live stream there. Say hello. Very good. Good waving shipmates. I think you look well wrapped up. Oh, notice the man on the hatch has gone back in again, which is never a good sign. It's very unusual to see the cars parking that way at the ferry terminal. Were there Marina Claire? Yeah, where's the man gone? Could just about see a couple of lines there on Ventura. Shipmate Pat Luckett. So if I make a 2026 calendar, I'll be definitely getting the sun to Barwon. Okay, right. I'm going to get on with that, haven't I? I've got someone that will make it for me. But we do need to finalise the design and sort it all out. So I need to make sure my shop works so I can sell it, of course. Oh, there's always so much to do. Not helpful when the ships are late. It's already half an hour in. Although one of the shipmates did say there were ambulances. Yeah, let's have a look. I had a little look around Ventura the other day, didn't I, on the 360 tour. Yes, I did. I recognised the...
Eagle, Southampton busiest. That's all copied. Traffic information. Got no large movements immediately for you. Looking ahead, do have the Ventura at stations, shortly backing out of 46. Outbound and local ferry traffic over.
This is the aptly named Red Bar on board Ventura. Yeah, let's have a look. What have I got? How many? Yes, I thought I had more videos than I did to make. It's the captain was a bit eager at some point, and I've deleted them. Well, what have I got? I've got something on Azamara onward. I think that was a ship visit. The galleon that came into Poole a while back. Maybe the Merchant's House in Southampton. I did a little bit of filming there.
Sound to VDS, Red Kestrel, permission to depart, Royal Pier shift round to 48, close down for the evening.
Red Kestrel VTS, apologies sir, can you repeat your destination? Over.
VTS, Red Kestrel, we'll be going to 48, our home berth, close down for the evening. I know the Osprey is out there, she's over on the Reds, and Ventura is letting go our lines.
Red Kestrel VTS, yeah, that's all correct, and yeah, permission to depart over.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I took a little trip to the village of Eames. I've got that to make up. Maybe the Mad O'Rourke's Pie Shop. Boat show from last year. No, I don't think that's going to be relevant anymore, is it? White Horses I've not finished. Ship visit on the Emerald Princess. The Henley Traditional Boat Festival. Oh, no, that's a good one, that is. Oceana ship visit. Oceana Vista ship visit, I should say. More White Horses. Oh, the hydroplane from the chap with his experimental My trip to Wales, a Welsh cottage, the Hamburg trip, Southampton Christmas market I've just done. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 films. So I'm pretty sure I could do the 12 days of Christmas. I think there's a few more. 12, 13. It'll have to be the 13 days of Christmas. These brave shipmates still standing out there. Well, the shipmate Danny Perrin, welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. 5 degrees C now.
Port stop, Southampton Beach, yes, that's all copied. Got no reported traffic for you. Have a safe onward passage, over.
There's some brave shipmates out there on a yacht. Hope they're wrapped up warm. Hi there, shipmate. Search a check. Asking what time Queen Mary 2 will leave. We're not actually sure, shipmates. Ventura is late.
MH Shogun, Southampton Beach, yes. Good evening.
And then Queen Mary 2 is scheduled for midnight, but probably earlier than that. She's having some work carried out on her Azipods. All right, what else can we look at?
That's all copied, disembarking St Helens and vessel west of the tower. Got no reported inbound traffic for the master. Over.
Yes, not going very fast, is it? Winchester Christmas Market, says Pat Luckett. Yes, I'm going there Friday. The Winchester Christmas Market. Oh, anyway, I'll see the little shipmate back. It opens Friday. I should be there Friday. Yeah, it's quite a large market. So, but what I've done before is when I filmed the market, is I film the market, then I add the voiceover on afterwards, and it does take quite a while to do that. So I'm wondering if I might just make a vlog style video where I'll actually just wander around and voice over it at the same time. And that way I can probably get it out Friday evening. Oh, the shipmate Silverback. He says, he'd been to the O'Rourke's Pie Factory. Hope I had a pie with a side of black pudding. I don't think I did, if memory serves me correctly. I didn't realise that was an option, otherwise I would have done. I'm rather partial to black pudding. Or black pudding thermidor. And washed down with a pint of Lumphammer. Now, I did have a pint of Lumphammer. I'm pretty sure about that. That was a most excellent name for a beer, that. Let's have a look. Yes. Certainly did have a pint of Lumphammer. That's the Lumphammer beer at O'Rourke's. Lumphammer, Sledgehammer. Definitely not the Rooster. I might have gone for... I probably went for that one, I would have thought. The gold one. Probably didn't go for the Sledgehammer. Yeah, so a few films to make. I'm also thinking about going to the Bath Christmas market as well, because apparently that's even better. Last year, that was Christmas market of the year. And there's also one in Bournemouth, which I may also go to. I don't really want to get involved in doing too many Christmas markets. Well, the shipmate Commander McBragg says eagerly waiting for Queen Mary to dock in Brooklyn for a 12-night. Oh, the line's coming in now. Or the shipmates around the hatch. A 12-night trip to the Caribbean on Queen Mary 2. Wow, that sounds wonderful, shipmate. Second departure on her in as many years. Thanks to the captain for all the inspiration to travel. Oh, excellent. Good. Glad I could be of service, shipmates. Oh, I think the lines are coming in now, aren't they? Do we think they're coming in? There's activity. Someone asked why she's been delayed. I think it was medical emergency. Shipmate Saf at home says, hi captain crew, off next Wednesday on Aurora. Short 5-day to France, Belgium and the Netherlands. Big coats and a full credit card at the ready. Big coats definitely necessary, and a full credit card. I take it you're going to be popping into some of those Christmas markets perhaps. Well, yeah, I think the lines are coming in. Oh, well, that's taken quite a little while for that. Hopefully there was no major issues. Now that looks like all of the lines are in. We don't know if we're getting haulage. The wind is in the wrong direction and quite strong. Again, more dramatic skies here. Well, shipmate Alpha Mama says, does the getting dark make anyone else sleepy? No, not desperately, but I do find myself going to bed earlier sometimes. I think the lights have been on for so long, it must be time for bed. Although yesterday I was busy working away, and then I thought to myself, I'll just check the cruise cam, see what's going on. And I looked on cruise cam, and I thought, hang on, it's dark. What's going on there? It must be not working, or it's gone back 12 hours or something. No, it just was dark. Jimmy Silverback says the pie factory's up for sale if you have £2 million. Or £2.5 million. Not sure I know much about running a pie factory. I'll be more than willing to taste test, of course. Now we still have the Svitzer Eleanor on the stern of Ventura. I think we're getting some haulage. Don't know if the outside microphone pick it up. The wind is in the wrong direction. That's the 3 horns for I'm going backwards type honking. Did I manage to hear that on the outside microphone? Even though the wind's in the wrong direction. Beautiful reflections off the side of the Ventura there. Real deep colour in those clouds, little puffy ball clouds, and then reflections off of the sides of the ship. Just getting the last of that orange glow from the setting sun. It's a pretty sunset, but it's not as pretty as it could be. You need a bit of cloudage in the sky to really make it effective. Just about to see the top of Svitzer Eleanor there. She's busy putting away. There's the Red Kestrel. We heard them on our radio earlier. They've finished for the day. I think we're back to 2 ferries on the ferry service. Earlier, one of the Red Ospreys had gone out of service. I'm not sure why. Oh, I'm hearing some more haulage. There we go. There's Eleanor. Excellent. More hordes. Even though it looks beautiful, it's quite cold out there. There we go. There's the Eleanor. Doesn't look like she's doing too much. I think the wind might have died down. Yeah, I can see a bit of slack in the rope there. Guess you might give her a bit of a pull when she starts turning. So Ventura, we haven't heard any numbers as yet. I'm guessing somewhere in the region of 2,800 would be my guess. Ventura's off on a 12-day round trip, Portugal and the Canary Islands. However, not calling in as originally planned in Lisbon due to, I've been told, a port strike. Then she calls in at Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, Las Palmas de Gran Canaria in the Grand Canary Islands, then Santa Cruz in the Tenerife in the Canary Islands, then across to Funchal in the Portuguese Madeira Islands, and then back to the port of Southampton. If you're on this cruise, I think you may be rather smug with yourself with the lovely warm conditions that will greet you in the Canaries. Forecast for the Canaries is the low 20s and sunny. There was a few people up on deck, wandering around. You have the Eleanor, Spitzer Eleanor, just giving a helping hand to the stern. Look at the orange glow in the sky now. Beautiful, yes, beautiful pictures, aren't they? Beautiful colours. We'll get a better view on port cam as well. There we go. Slightly out of the reflection window there. Can still just about get the reflections on cruise cam. Yeah, stopping at Lisbon instead of La Coruna due to striking port workers in Portugal.
Bridge 7, Southampton BGS. That's all copied. The traffic information, the Red Eagle, past the North Thorn inbound, and the Ventura is now backing out of 46. That'll be outbound to Clear Channel. Over.
Just checking the ship times, and Queen Mary 2 still down for midnight departure. Could be a long evening for me if that's the case.
VTS Red Osprey, shortly underway from Royal Pair, outbound for Cowes.
Red Osprey, Southampton BGS, that's all copied. You have permission to depart with caution. Traffic information got the cruise vessel Ventura now backing out and swinging off the ocean dock outbound, and got local ferry traffic over.
All copied, thank you.
What I'd like to know is, at some point, do they say you may proceed without caution? Go as fast as you like. Seems to be far too much chat in the chat about food. It's making the captain really hungry. Lots of lights on in the cabins, aren't there? I thought they were just reflections, but no, there's a lot of cabin lights on. But it's relatively early, isn't it? 10 to 5. People are probably finding their luggage. May or may not be there yet. My luggage normally gets confiscated at some point due to questionable items inside. There should be Andy Lamb says hopefully not a choppy sailing for this one. Doesn't look it. It looks like there might be a bit of wind in the channel across the Bay of Biscay. But I don't think it's going to be terrible. Well, shipmate Chris Howard says, "Ahoy, Captain, didn't you have a new camera position coming up that covers the area along from Mayflower Park?" I do indeed, shipmate. I'm having to liaise with a third-party IT company that looks after the IT, and it's slow going, is the best way I can describe that. Shipmate Alpha Mama says you need to send a notification out. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Normally I just keep the broadcast going if there's a long gap. But that might be an excessively long gap. What to do? What to do? I might have to do a two-parter. Well, the shipmate Matthew Bateman says, catching my stream tomorrow. I don't know, actually, shipmate. What have we got tomorrow? The MSC Posier at 7:30. No.
Southampton VDS, Fred Kestrel, so it's all fast on 48. Next crew back in 4:15 for the 5:15 sailing.
No, I'm going to be busy tomorrow evening. I won't be able to stream that, but the cameras will be going all the time, so you should be able to see something. MS Posier leaves at 7:30 from 102.
Southampton VDS, Fred Kestrel.
Fred Kestrel, Southampton VDS. Good evening.
VDS, Kestrel, evening. Yeah, that's all done for the day. All fast on 48. Next crew in 4:15 for the 5:15 sailing.
Fred Kestrel VDS, that's all copied. Have a good evening. Over.
You too. Thanks for your help today.
So the tug has disconnected. The Svitzer Eleanor. See her gently sending smoke signals out of her funnels. I sat on a tug at the Seaworks boat show. I'm talking to someone who operates one. Quite confusing how to operate, I think. I'd love to give it a go. Looking like calm waters. So Ventura, we haven't had any numbers yet, but I'm guessing about 2,800. She's off on a little cruise down to Portugal and the Canary Islands, calling in at La Coruna and not Lisbon as they're on strike. Then Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, Las Palmas de Gran Canaria in the Canary Islands, Santa Cruz de Tenerife in the Canary Islands, and then Funchal in Madeira, and then back to the port of Southampton.
VHS, Eleanor.
Eleanor VHS, good evening.
Yeah, evening. That's Ventura on our way. We're just going to go and sit ahead of the Traviata. That's our next one out.
Eleanor VHS, that's all copied. Traffic information, do have the Red Osprey now away from Royal Bay outbound. Over.
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
And after that, Ventura's got a...
VTS, ready to go, approaching the Hook Buoyant.
Ready to go, VHS. That's all copied. Hook Buoy in. Traffic information. I have two outbound. The Red Osprey away from Royal Pier, and the Ventura has finished a swing off the Ocean Dock outbound. And got the RV Callista water sampling between the Hound and Western Shelf. Over.
Yeah, they're all received, thank you.
Not heard of a vessel water sampling before. Sounds interesting.
Red Eagle VHS, the RV Callista is north of the Greens. Over.
Yeah, the Callista is north of the Greens, it's copied.
Yeah, with the shipmate Steve Cox says Ventura looks amazing, all lights. Yeah, I was a little disappointed about the night times. Obviously, it's not as clear at night time to see the ships, but as quite a few shipmates have pointed out, there is a great show of lights, which gives us a different image.
VCS Ventura.
Maybe we have the numbers now. Come in, Ventura.
Ventura VHS, good evening.
Hello, I'm approaching Western Shelf and I've got some numbers for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guest 3100, crew 1182.
Ventura VTS, could you repeat the passenger, please? Over.
3100.
3100, that's all copied. And can you confirm your deepest draft, please? Over.
8.7.
8.7. Many thanks. And traffic update, yeah, you'll see the RV Calista water sampling between the Hound and Western Shelf should be outside of the greens and local ferry traffic.
There we go. I was slightly... There's the RV Calista. We'll probably see her shortly. I was slightly out. I reckoned it was going to be around about 2,800, but actually 3,100. So that is pretty much a full ferry there. A full cruise ship for double occupancy. And she's slightly down on crew by about 80. Yeah, I'm surprised actually how busy some of these ships are. We were looking at...
OEG Fulmar, Southampton VTS, good evening.
We were looking at traffic the other day, and it appears that March is actually the quietest month. January, February and March are all relatively quiet. January is a little bit busier. You've got lots of Caribbean cruises heading off and winter world cruises and so on. So actually January's...
OEG Fulmar, Southampton VTS, that's all copied. Traffic information, got no major large movements outbound to the west, just local ferries at this time. Over.
Yeah, January is actually quite busy. And then February cools off a little bit, and then looks like March was the quietest month. So the Ventura's off on this 12-day Spain and Canaries trip. Then she comes back. She's off 4-day round trip to Amsterdam. Also overnights in Amsterdam, so ideal if you want to get some shopping in. I'll have mayonnaise with your chips, of course. I think that might be the MV Calista, RV Calista just there, or just to the left. That little green dot. Yes, the food talk is still making me hungry. I'm now considering my options in the galley, the potentially extended galley time. I have enough time to actually go out and go shopping. It's jolly cold in my cabin. I've had to put my big thick socks on. In cold feet. It's going to be... Oh, actually, I think about this Christmas market. What's the weather going to be like for the Christmas market in Winchester on Friday? Ooh, 3 degrees. Crikey. Oh, there's shipmate the Alove 1945. Welcome aboard, shipmate May. Thanks for becoming a member. Sorry, I didn't see you come aboard there. Captain was... I was looking at the research ship, taking the water samples. May, thanks for becoming a member of the channel, shipmate. Make use of all channel member benefits, including access to the Discord server, which you should have a link for in the member benefits section. Oh, there's quite some colours out there today, isn't it? Yeah, go on, camera. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. You can do it. Nicholas Sauce says, have a hot chocolate with some rum in it. Do you know, I've never tried hot chocolate with rum in it. I did try my coffee rum the other day with an experimental espresso martini. It wasn't quite right. It was a bit heavy on coffee. Oh, there it is. There's the ship taking water samples. I wonder how they do that. They sort of like stick a little test tube in the water every now and again. Shipmate James Dawson is after a lottery win tonight, so he can book a cruise and go off tomorrow.
BTS Red Jet 7 passing northwest Nutley. Permission to carry on with speed, please.
Red Jet 7, VTS, yes please, and with caution, sir.
All copy, thank you.
Yeah, some lovely colours out there. What camera do I need? That one. There we go. Now we're talking about dumplings. Now, when people say dumplings, what sort of dumplings were people talking about? Because if you're talking about dumplings, that's the sort of dumplings I'm thinking about. But I'm pretty sure that's not what you're talking about. Yeah, it is rather shipmates. Yeah, multi-birds. Yeah, look at that. Very linear gradients to the sky there. Almost looks like I've done that in Photoshop. I've lived in the Far East for too long. Well, the shipmate William says ciao from Milan. Looks like a cold sail away tonight. You certainly aren't wrong, shipmate.
Dive vessel Notorious, Southampton VTS, evening.
Shipmate Elizabeth Leaborn. Oh, apparently shipmate Elizabeth Leaborn and Sue Hawke sort of entered into the discussion of dumplings. So that's...
Notorious, VTS, that's all received. No major large movements for you. That's all received. Many thanks.
Security. This is Southampton BTS. Diver now out and clear of the water at 106 berth. That's diver now out and clear of the water at 106 berth. Southampton BTS out.
That's stew dumplings. I think probably. Probably, I think these are the dumplings that people are talking about. Now, he's actually making me quite hungry now. So, whoever it is was talking about the dumplings. Stop it. Oh, how quickly that night has faded. Just going to have a quick look and see if there's any update on Queen Mary 2. No, she's still down for a midnight departure. That brings me to the question now. Do I start... Do I put the broadcast on pause, or do I start a new one later? If I start a new one later, I should probably start a new one, because we don't actually know what time she's leaving. She could be leaving earlier. And if I start a new stream, you'll be notified, assuming you've subscribed and hit the notification bell, which is exactly what it's there for. So yes, I'll do that then. That seems like the most sensible thing to do. Well, the shipmate Alistair Adams says, where is Ventura off to? Yeah, she's off to somewhere slightly different than she was intending. She was originally destined for Lisbon, but they're apparently on strike in Portugal. So she's going to La Coruna instead. It's on a 12-day round trip, Portugal and the Canary Islands. Or maybe that should be Spain and the Canary Islands now. She's calling it La Coruna in Spain, then Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, Gran Canaria in the Canary Islands, Tenerife in the Canary Islands, then finally the Portuguese islands of Madeira at Funchal. And now we've moved on to cobblers. Let's see.
VTS, Wittonia.
Wittonia, Southampton BTS. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Yeah, from 40 berth, round to 46, please. 4.5, 182, 11 PLB.
Wittonia, Southampton BTS. All received, sir. Can confirm 46 berth clear for you. You have permission to depart. Red Eagle is approaching the Hound Buoy in for Royal Pier.
Thanks, sir.
Fruit, cobbler and custard. So right, we've gone from cobbler, dumplings main course, cobbler for dessert. Oh, looks like Netlycam has stopped. What's the matter with you, Netlycam? Maybe they don't like the cold weather. Funny enough, they do actually have a heater. It does actually have a heater in the camera. Maybe I need to turn the heater on. No, it's just stopped. Why has it stopped? Very odd. That's not helping. Oh, no, that's on the move again now. Quite literally frozen. What is the weather there? And then we are looking at 4.3 degrees C. Yeah, nippy. Yeah, it looks like it's going right now. The last problem we had at Netley was the Wi-Fi link froze, or it just stopped working. And normally the trick is to turn it off and turn it back on again. It normally sorts itself out, but for some reason that wasn't working. So I didn't have any information on the passwords for it all, so I had to reset all the Wi-Fi link down there and reconfigure it. It's not mine; it belongs to the sailing club. But I did all that and eventually got it working again. Actually, so far since then, it's been really good. Occasionally, it was a bit hit and miss with its reliability. It would occasionally drop out and then wouldn't reconnect. But since I've reset them and updated the firmware, it's been better. Well, the shipmate Carrie Tanner says, do I know what's wrong with Queen Mary? Apparently, Queen Mary 2 is having some work done to her azipods. We have had divers in the water. There was a message earlier. I think the divers have come out of the water now. So that's what's causing her late departure. Apple and pineapple crumble with coconut mixed into the crumbles. Oh, you shipmates are evil. I'm not going to make it to 6 o'clock at this rate. Shipmate James Dawson says, is Mary off transatlantic? I believe she is. In fact, I was considering going for a little cruise on Queen Mary 2. Paul from Love Cruise sent me over some prices. I don't think it was this one. Actually, no, it was this one. Prices for this cruise on Queen Mary 2 start at inside cabin around £400 for 7 days across the Atlantic. Of course, you've got to sort yourself out the flight for the way back. And much as I love New York in the winter can be fiercely cold. Probably the one that you should carry on is, like, I think one of our shipmates is on the next one. So it's 7 days across the Atlantic. But if you stayed on, she gets to New York, and then from New York she heads down to the Caribbean, much more sensible location, calling in at Phillipsburg, St. Martin in the Dutch Antilles, Dominica, Bridgetown in Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, and then finally back to New York. So if you wanted to, you could make it quite a long cruise. You could do the transatlantic. It's a 26-day cruise, that is, and that's transatlantic, Caribbean, then transatlantic back. And prices for that start at about £28,000. Sorry, £2,800 per person for an inside cabin. Shipmate Elizabeth Leaphorn says, come to my house for stew, but bring your own dumplings. Oh, you have to assume I can make dumplings. Shipmate James Dawson says, our 5-day cruise next October has cost just £1,200. Is that per person, shipmate, or is that for both? On Queen Mary 2, that is. Shipmates, my Funway says, what is the Bay of Biscay behaving itself lately for Ventura? Yes, it doesn't look too bad, actually, the Bay of Biscay.
Red Eagle, Southampton, VTS.
VTS, Red Eagle.
Red Eagle, Southampton, VTS, evening, sir. As you're approaching the High Line, you have permission to continue at speed with caution for the Whitsonia, now underway from 40 berth. She is round for the Ocean Dock 46 berth only, over.
That's copy, thank you.
Yeah, I had a quick look at the earlier. It's a bit windy out in the English Channel and a little bit in the Bay of Biscay, but
MH Shogun, Southampton BTS, very good.
But that I think that should be calming down. Shipmate James Dawson. Oh, right. So, oh gosh, he has got a good price. So, shipmate James Dawson's got a 5-day cruise on Queen Mary 2 in October. I'll take it next year. 2 people with a balcony. £1,200. Fantastic. Well, the shipmate Williams says, what are the numbers for Ventura? From memory, it was about 3,100 passengers and that's like 1,178 crew, something like that. So slightly more than double occupancy. Shipmate James Dawson, he says yes, it's one of the Azipods. That's what everyone's been saying. Not sure what the problem is for the Azipods. I mean, they're quite large pieces of engineering. Yeah, there we go. Someone's posted the numbers. 3,100 passengers and 1,182 crew. There's about 70 down on normal crew numbers.
For 46 berth, just backing in.
Yeah, I'll slide down your port side then. I'm going in a 43, thanks.
Okay.
Still got some really pretty colours in the sky. It's slowly fading away. Gosh, I thought it was really late. I've just looked at the time. It's only 5:20. Well, the shipmate Richard Baldwin asks if there's any figures. Yes, there are, Richard. 3,100 passengers and 1,182 crew. About to see Ventura over the top of the trees from the Isle of Wight, the other side of Cashot Spit. Well, the shipmate Margaret says, couldn't believe the price of a cappuccino in cost this morning. A small and a medium. £8? £8 for a small and medium cappuccino? Gosh. What is the world coming to? Shipmate Alistair Adams says, I'm waiting to see what P&O do for Black Friday. Oh, I didn't know they did anything for Black Friday. Well, shipmate James Dawson says, all right, shipmates, I'll see you later when Queen Mary 2 departs. Last Teams meeting of the day, about to start. Oh, gosh, shipmate, you've got Teams meetings late. I've dispatched with all mine.
VTS, Redjet 7, shortly away from Town Quay for cows, please.
Redjet 7, Southampton VTS, all received, sir. You have permission to depart. traffic for you. The Red Eagle is passing 38.9 bound inbound. And outbound, the large passenger vessel Ventura is approaching the hook. Outbound, clear channel to the east. Over.
It's all copied. Thanks very much. 7 out.
Well, the MSC Posia. Oh, that's on Friday. MSC Virtuosa on Thursday. Saturday, got 2 ships on Saturday shipmates. The Iona and the Queen Victoria at 4 and 5. So jolly decent timings there. Shipmate Margaret said she had 2 baguettes and 2 cappuccinos at a shop near West Quay recently, and that was only £10 for a lot. Now that sounds more acceptable. 2 baguettes and 2 coffees for £10. Well, I know there is a sandwich shop in Southampton that's really popular, and their sandwiches aren't cheap at all. Let's see if I can find it. Apparently it's a real trend. I went past it on a Sunday, and there was a queue for people buying a Sunday sandwich. They make a Sunday roast sandwich. I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
Ventura, Southampton VTS, that's all received. No major large movements for you at this time.
Yeah, it's called Maury's Sandwich Shop.
VTS, Callista.
Callista, Southampton VTS, good evening.
Good evening, just passing Northwest Netley. We now intend to do some water sampling in the lower Itchen.
Callista, Southampton VTS, all received and no major large movements in the Itchen for you, over.
That's all, copy, thank you.
Yeah, it's a Maury's Sandwich Shop. Their sandwiches, if I remember correctly, I think they're about £12 each. I can't find the prices, but this is what they look like. I mean, my word, on focaccia bread, and my word, what a sandwich that is. I think they're £12, something like that. Anyway, there was a queue all the way. Must have been 50, 60 people queuing to get in for one of these sandwiches on a Sunday roast sandwich. Well, they start selling their special Sunday roast sandwiches at 12 p.m. on Sunday, and I think you have to pre-order it. It's crazy. Crazy place.
NAB, Southampton VTS, over. NAB, Southampton VTS, very good evening, sir, and traffic update. You may have heard the large passenger vessel Ventura is at the hook buoy now. She will use the main channel and the precautionary channel outbound to the east. This vessel is clear channel, do not impede her, over. All received, sir, many thanks. NAB, VTS, yeah, that's all received, so many thanks for having keeping you on our screens. Many thanks.
Gingerbread Pepsi.
BTS Red Osprey approaching the hook out.
Well, shipmate Karis, I've never heard of gingerbread Pepsi.
Red Osprey, Southampton VTS, that's all received. And as you may have heard, Ventura's outbound clear channel. Do have the hopper barge NAB approaching the Cunard ledge buoy, and she's in for cows, and the OEG Fulmar, small crew transport vessel, in the same vicinity, also in for cows. Over.
All copy, thank you.
Where do even people come up with the ideas for these flavours? Gingerbread Pepsi.
VTS, clean.
Kayleen, Southampton VTS, very good evening.
Yeah, evening to you. Port side alongside 107 berth. Shortly going to stations. This one's out for Rotterdam with a draft of 4.4 and 9 plus myself on board.
Kayleen, Southampton VTS, that's all received. You have permission to depart. No immediate traffic for you. The next away is the one Mackinac, due away from STT 23 at 1900. Over.
Okay, I'll give you a call just before we let go further. Permission to go.
All received.
Actually, Alpha Mama says KFC are doing gingerbread Pepsi on their Christmas menu. I guess, I suppose. It might be one of those things that probably tastes better than you think it does. I'm not convinced. The Ventura heading towards us. I'm sure she makes her way off somewhere else. Somewhere else where the weather is better. Excellent Banner comes says, popped away for a while and come back to a consumer show. Yeah, I don't know what's happened here. Shipmate Karis predicting that Ventura is a bit of a leaner. She is a bit of a leaner. It's looking dark though, isn't it? Look how quickly it's gone dark. Yeah, there's virtually no colour left here anymore either. Cars parking in funny ways on the ferry terminal. Well, shipmate Martin Crawford's asking what time Queen Mary 2 is off. Currently midnight. I suspect that time will move and become closer. I suspect they're trying to get her on the road, on the water, and sailing before it's too long. But at the moment, I don't suspect they know. They're carrying out some work on the Azipod drive at the moment. I suspect she could probably leave as late as tomorrow somewhere. Obviously Queen Mary 2 capable of travelling quite fast, so she could obviously make up time if required. and then she's going on to the Caribbean after that. So I suppose, and if they really struggle, they could probably skip a Caribbean port. Well, the ship out for a moment, asking, is that the pilot? No, the pilot's on board the ship. What you can see, or just about see in front of the boat, is the Southampton patrol. They're making sure that there are no vessels in the way as the larger vessels depart. Now, you might say to yourself, well, how can people be in the way? Surely people can see. Well, sometimes people don't. If they're fishing, sometimes when people are fishing, they're quite absorbed in their fishing, and the ships, frankly, don't make much noise, so it's not like you can hear them rushing up on you. And if you're not looking, next thing you do, turn around and then find 116,000 gross tons of cruise ships bearing down on you. No, not as much lean today as there has been. I totally agree with their shipmate Book. Shipmates Travel Games thinks...
VTS, we're telling you, yeah, we're all fast now, 46 north, and we'll be moving again tomorrow afternoon, hopefully about 1500 back to the Empress dock.
With Tony at Southampton, VTS, that's all received. We'll speak to you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, shipmates Travel Games thinks that as long as she leaves by 6 a.m. tomorrow, shouldn't have any issue getting to New York on time. Yeah, I'd say so. I think probably a little bit later than that. She doesn't often travel across the Atlantic at full speed. She normally keeps the speed down a bit, so there must be some room for manoeuvre there. That's right, Shipmate Kerry says that Embassy Posey reported a unlit vessel crossing her bow. No harbour patrol there. No, there wasn't. Well, the harbour patrol often aren't in the port. They tend to come from Empress, and they'll tend to join the ships as they head down Southampton water. So maybe that was... Yeah, they wouldn't often be actually in the dock area up here. I don't know why. Maybe because it's better lit around this area, and it's a speed limit. There was less problems. I wouldn't be surprised if Queen Mary 2 is all fixed. I can't see any support vessels there now. So it's a good sign, I think. Good sign that she might be ready to go away. Not go away, depart. Yeah, so I should be going to the Winchester Christmas market Friday evening. Then I might try and do the Bath one at some point. No, it's a little bit of a distance to go. But supposedly the Bath one is the best in the country. Last year won the Christmas Market of the Year award. Well, shipmate Ian Shuttleworth. Yes, currently we have Queen Mary 2 down for a midnight departure, but I should imagine that's will change. And I hear you're on board. Port side. That's the rear on deck 8. Well, give us a wave, shipmate, although depending on the time, it might be a little tricky seeing you. Might have to put your mobile phone torch on. Well, the shipmate Ian Shuttleworth, who is on board Queen Mary 2. Yes, it's something to do with the Azipods. They've had divers in the water, or they've all gone. I'm just looking at the map, and doesn't appear to be any support vessels there now, so could be good.
Genoa Express, Southampton BTS, good evening. Genoa Express, Southampton BTS, all received, sir. Many thanks. Your pilot this evening, 2000, pilot station Bravo, the southeast of Mavic Tower. One vessel for you. The outbound vessel M8 Shogun is outbound to the southwest.
Shipmate Ian Shuttleworth is on board, so we're going to wave from our cabin. Well, not quite sure on departure time yet. She's definitely got a bit of a lean there with Ventura, hasn't she? Definitely leaning to starboard. But we don't really know what time you're departing. If it is midnight, it's a danger I might be in the hammock. Surprising number of lights on, actually. Well, I'm guessing, well, I suppose 20 to 6, maybe people haven't headed out yet. They're still unpacking for their 12-day cruise down to Spain and the Canary Islands, where I think it's going to be a lot warmer than it is here. Hang on to your dumplings, it says there. Excellent spatter comment. If they're good quality dumplings, they'll roll off the table, won't they? Well, did you make Martin Coffey? Yes, guesses that Ventura's back in 12 days' time. Absolutely, you should make 12 days for Ventura. She's got all the disco lights going on the top deck there. There's still a few people out and about wandering around. Brave souls, unless they've got thick coats on, of course. You can actually see quite a few people in their cabins, can't you? That's 3,100 passengers on board. Pretty full ship. Slightly more than maximum double occupancy. Wondering if that's the buffet along there.
vessel Notorious at Southampton BTS.
Just to make sure that's us just slipping off 106 berth and we're heading round to the links side.
Flight vessel Notorious at Southampton BTS. That's all received, sir. You have permission to depart. Our next departure is the vessel to the west of you, the small coaster Kaleen, due away 1800, sir. Over.
Okay, that's all understood. Thank you very much, sir. Well, I'll call you before we leave.
Notorious BTS, very good, all received. Many thanks.
Oh, that sounds like they're the divers, so it sounds like they may have finished then. Never know, perhaps we'll have a slightly earlier departure of Queen Mary 2 then, than the currently scheduled midnight departure. Well, hi, Shipates. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast, but unfortunately Queen Mary 2 hasn't shown up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this broadcast to a conclusion so that when Queen Mary 2 does depart, I can set up a new stream, and then of course you'll be notified just as long as you have subscribed and you've hit the notification bell. Because at the moment I can't really tell you what time she'll be departing. If you have subscribed, many thanks, and also many thanks to all my PayPal donors, Patreons, and members of the channel. Of course, many thanks to the Blue Spanner crew for looking after the chat, not only this live stream, but all the other live streams as well. Until next time, shipmate, or actually, until a bit later this evening. Until next time, shipmates.
VTS, Callista.
Callista, Southampton BTS.
That's us all finished in the Lower Itchen and returning to Edinburgh Stock.
Callista, Southampton BTS. That's all received, so many thanks. No major movements in the dock for you.
That's all copy, thank you.